Good morning, George. You're on the air.
Morning, Diane. How's it going?
Pretty well, thanks, sir. Go right ahead.
I had a question about your guest said that the president couldn't do much about gasoline prices. And I'm wondering if the supply that was taken off market from the moratorium on the deep water drilling, if the new oil that's being pumped out through the shale, these new lands that have been opened up on private property, if that's just making up the supply that was lost, and the inflation that was caused by the quantitative easing, since oil's, bought in dollars, if that's had a price on it, Dr. Chu's, $5 a gallon gas, all this stuff seems like the president can really do, quite a bit, maybe not by tomorrow, but, through his philosophy on energy seems to be, causing this.
John King.
A lot of different pieces there. I do think that Dr. Chu's views, both before he came into the administration and in the administration, have complicated this in the short term politically, because he does take a long-term view, and he was on the record as essentially saying one of the ways you force people to get into more energy-efficient behavior is, as the Europeans and other places do, if you have higher prices, you encourage smaller cars, for example, and you sort of force people to make the tough choices. That was Dr. Chu's position before he came in government, and Newt Gingrich every day is pointing out that he thinks maybe Dr. Chu should get a new job. He also mentioned quantitative easing. There's a number of different issues there. The offshore drilling, the shale. There's a big debate in the campaign now about, the Obama administration would say that the United States is producing more oil and pumping more oil than at any time in recent history, more than in the Bush administration, and they are correct. Its critics would say, okay, but there's a lot more out there. Why don't we go more offshore? Why don't we do this? And this debate will continue. Some of this is a state issue. The state of Florida, California may not want it. In the Gulf, they do. In terms of the pause after BP, there, again, is a fair debate about how long do you wait, what are the new regulations, what are the new safety. The only thing I would say is if you talk to the experts on this, that if they decided tomorrow you could drill anywhere in America, anywhere, then the oil companies want to make money to do this. So they have to have studies. It takes about 8 years from the government saying, yes, drill. About 8 years, I think, is the industry standard to actually then get the drill in the ground because of just what it takes. And there's actually a shortage of these big rigs because they're in other parts of the world.
All right, here's an email from Marilyn. She's in Arvada, Colorado. Republicans say gas prices are rising because Obama won't let us drill. Obama says we're drilling more now than in the past 8 years. Doesn't this circular reasoning simply prove that drilling more does not keep gas prices down? There's no way to get far enough ahead of demand to maintain prices. What do you think, David?
I think it says more about political rhetoric than anything else about drilling, but I do think that the Republicans would say, as John was just saying, that what the Obama administration has done is not sufficient, that there's much more drilling. There are many more areas in the country to tap into this resource. So there's much more there. And I think the Obama administration would actually admit this too, that there is areas that are not on their radar screen to tap, that the Republicans say we should tap to get more energy resource. But the Republican argument is one that the Democrats like to paint as drill only, and then President Obama likes to say that he has sort of all of the above energy policy, right? But there is a fair criticism that the Obama administration does tend to focus on certain things over other things, and it is not at all times an all of the above policy. This is what I was saying before about that there's not been a comprehensive front burner energy approach.